I've never left a hair salon feeling like
As a retired hairstylist, I'm going to start a series to help you navigate your salon experience and set proper expectations.
I'm talking, but you chosen. Let's go. I heard him talking, but you chosen. Let's go. I hear him talking. I hear him talking. I hear him talking, but you chosen. Let's go. Check it. Feel it. Listen, God gave you what's said, the tools you gotta leave with intuition and break off.
Now, this post had millions and millions of reshares and comments and everything on TikTok. And I went in the comment section because I am a retired hairstylist. I wanted to see what was the perspective that people took. To my surprise, most people really talked really harsh about the stylist. But I think that we forget that hairstylists are also people who deal with real life situations too. So I'm retired. I can tell you about my story 24 hours a day, but I thought it would be a great, unique opportunity for us to get to know a stylist that's actually still working. And she kind of has her own private setup because she is a stylist that works from home. Let's take a look at it.
Hey there, hello. Hi, I am Erica Thomas. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I have been in this field for 11 years doing hair naturally, and I am based in St. Louis, Missouri. And this here you see is my home salon. It's been 2 years I've been working from home.
Let's meet Erica. Guys, this is Dami here. I am with one of my dear friends. She is from St. Louis also and is a small business owner. Please welcome Erica Thomas. Hey, Erica!
Hi.
So tell all the people a little bit more about you.
Okay, so I am a wife. I am a mother of 3 children, and I am self-employed. I've been self-employed for about 11 years now as a natural hairstylist.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I started out my career in a salon that I was there for 10 years. That salon that I grew up in, I was the youngest hairstylist. So it was all vets around me. They have been in the game for 30 plus years. And I grew and I learned so much around these women. They have taught me so many things, and I feel like where I was at was exactly where I needed to be at.
Oh, I heard that.
And it has helped me in the place I'm at now. So 4 years ago, like right after COVID, I was in a car accident.
Okay.
And my life shifted because I had injuries and I was no longer able to work full time as a hairstylist. So I took time out. I had a few surgeries, and then I got myself back together, and then I decided to build me a salon in my home.
What? You have an in-home salon. So your in-home salon, did your husband help you build this, or how did you guys come up with this concept?
Yes, my husband helped me. He is my number one supporter in everything I do.
Yes.
I told him that this is what I wanted to do, and we had a section in our basement to complete the salon, and so we did just that. Now, years ago, maybe 10 plus years ago, my husband bought equipment for me to work from home. Okay. I had a shampoo bowl, a dryer, I had a salon chair, and 2 waiting chairs. I had this stuff for years.
Okay.
And I never used it because I was too afraid to step out on faith and start working from home. Okay. So after the accident, when I realized all this, I already had some things to start up with. So we made my little section in the basement and got all my equipment. I started off with little, and then I built up as I went because we were going through a financial hardship at the time as well. But God made it work out together. So,
I heard you give God the glory. I love that.
Yeah, I give God the glory. God is good. God is good. I was in a really dark place 4 years ago when this happened. I thought about committing suicide. Like, that's how low it was. And I love life. I love my children. I love my husband, but it was really dark for me then. So I made it through that. I want to
go back to what you said. You made it through. What do you think was the number one motivator for you to make it through such a trying time where you felt nothing but darkness? You were in your shadow, because we are made of shadow and light. Both need to be acknowledged, because this human experience is about duality. Okay. You have to go through your dark night of soul in order for you to be able to shine your light as bright, because pain
Mhm.
can be transmuted into beauty. Okay. So,
Mhm.
what was that one thing that kept you from going fully dark?
Holding on to my faith.
Mm.
Holding on to my faith. Like I knew God. Like I grew up in church.
Mm-hmm.
My my mom and dad, they're married. I grew up with a mother and father and two sisters and in a household, and we went to church. My uncle was a pastor, so I grew up in church. I knew God, but I didn't know God like I know him now. You know, my
You
grandma
had to
used to
have
tell
a
me.
relationship with him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My grandma used to tell me all the time, you got to get to know God for yourself. And I didn't know what that meant when as a young child, as a young girl, even though as involved in church as I was in the choir and in all of these youth department, I was involved in church.
Okay. So
But
you provided a service, you gave your energy, because we are energy beings. You
mhm,
consented to give your energy to harvest more evolution in the church.
right.
Ain't that beautiful? See, we don't think
Yeah,
about the things that we agree to. You agreed to allow your essence, the core of your soul, to be a vessel to bring through joy, love, peace, and comfort and community. That was beautiful. So I want you
yeah.
to sit in that right now, because you did that
Oh,
at
yeah.
a very young age.
I did. I did. And I enjoyed doing it as a
Hmm.
kid. But as I grown older, like when I graduated high school and then I moved out on my own and everything, I started to drift off and not go to church as much. And um I didn't have a relationship with God anymore. I
Hmm.
just felt like I know me, he know my heart, and I started getting into the world and doing worldly things
Yeah, I
as
understand.
far as just
Hmm.
smoke, drinking,
Hmm.
hanging out, just not being close to God.
I got you.
But that accident brought me down to my knees. I had completely stopped everything that I was doing because it scared the mess out of me because I thought I was gonna die when it
Hmm.
happened. I
Okay.
didn't think I was gonna make it for one. But once I made it, I knew that I had to make a change. Like the night of the accident, my husband and I were both in the accident together. So
Hmm.
we went through this together. I was in the ER waiting room, crying, weeping, and asking God for forgiveness. And
Okay.
at that moment, I knew I had to make some changes in my life. I had to surrender to God.
Ooh.
I had to live for God.
Ooh.
But I didn't know then
I
the
love it.
journey that I was going to be on to get to the point where I'm at now. I didn't know that. So during the journey after that night in the ER, I knew I had to make some changes in my life. But the darkness, I was in a dark place because I couldn't work anymore. I had to stop working. My husband had to stop working. Finances were bad. We almost lost the house. We almost lost our cars. It was bad. And then we're hurting every day,
Oh,
hurting from
physical
head to
pain.
toe,
Physical
hurting,
pain. So I want to
physical
stop you.
pain.
I want to stop you right there, because I want you to understand what you went through. Death and rebirth. You were like, you and your whole family were like phoenixes rising out the ashes. You had to go through a transition. The old you no longer sufficed. So you
Yeah,
had to go through a death and rebirth, and those are not fun.
no, no,
But
no,
but
no. I went through so many
ooh,
stages
I
of
bet we all
grief,
do. We
of
supposed
grief.
to.
I grieved of letting go of the old me
Yeah.
and finding the new me or building the new me, the person that God actually created me to be. I went through so many stages.
Yeah.
Um, but the darkest hours of my life was the time that I was suffering in pain, physical pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I was fighting against God's will for my life. I still want to do what I want to do, but I can't understand why, God, you had to let this happen to me.
So
I'm
you had your dark night of the soul moment where your darkness had to take the driver's seat. You didn't have much light because you were
I did not.
transmuting most of your pain. So Your time, even though you had to endure physical pain, mental pain, spiritual pain, I want you to know that that gave you the superpower that you have now. See,
Yeah.
Job's story cannot be Job's story. It cannot move mountains. It cannot inspire. It cannot transmute. It cannot do what God needs it to do, get the glory without the pain. So, this part of
Mhm.
you sharing your testimony today is going to be seen by millions. You are telling someone that no matter what your present look like, you could lose your limbs, you could lose functions, you can lose your career, you could almost
Mhm.
lose your home. I lost mine. You could almost lose your home or lose it and lose your car on the same day. But still, but still overcome because
Mhm.
God has carried you through. You're always heavily protected, but it takes faith.
It takes faith, and that's what I held on to. Even though how dark it got, I held on to the faith, and that's what got me through it. After having my surgeries and started to feel better,
Okay.
I stayed in the Word constantly. This is another thing I left out. I stayed in the Bible 24/7 because I was at home. I
Right.
wasn't
You
going to
you had
work.
you were in isolation.
I was in isolation. I was in isolation. I wasn't calling nobody. I wasn't talking to my friends. They all knew I was going through something because I had backed away and I just wanted to stay in my house. I didn't want to leave.
God, I
I did not
thank
want to
you.
see nobody.
I thank you for giving her the comfort to go in isolation. People run from that.
Yeah.
They think it's a punishment, but it is literally a blessing that you can get to know God on your own. God is
Yes.
separating you and sitting you down and telling you to be still, my child, so you can listen. You can tune in to the frequency. You can go ahead and shed skin like an old snake
Yes.
and
And
inhabit the
that's
new.
what I did. That's
Mhm.
exactly, and I knew it. I knew it. And also the season of isolation made things go bad with me and my husband because I was such in a dark place. I didn't want to be bothered by my husband.
Mhm.
So we had our issues because I just wanted to be alone, and then I only wanted God. That's it.
Mhm.
I was searching and craving and wanting God so much. I only listened to gospel music when I did, and I
Mhm.
listened to YouTube videos, inspirational videos to
Mhm.
different pastors I listened to that helped me through my
Mhm.
dark period of time, and then I exercised,
Oh,
and that's what helped me. I went on walks
so you went
every
ahead
day.
and started getting up.
I started
You
to
started
get
getting
up
up.
because I
Mhm.
was tired of laying down. I
That's
couldn't
right.
because laying down and get you depressed. I was
Mhm.
tired of that depression. My
Mhm.
face broken all out. Like I
Mhm.
had lost, I had lost weight, but didn't lose weight the right
Mhm.
way. I lost weight because I was depressed. I was in a
Mhm.
slump, you know.
Mhm.
And one day I got up and I said, you know what? I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight.
You
I'm
gotta
going to
fight.
fight.
You gotta
And
fight. You went through a physical battle, a
mhm,
mental battle, a
mhm,
spiritual battle, and
mhm.
then a financial blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Did you see that timeline? Blue, 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 blue. I want y'all to know. Listen, I want you guys to know that's watching this video. You. Do not give up.
Don't give up. You got to keep going.
When your back is
See
at
the
up
other side,
against that wall and you feel like
man.
I can't breathe,
And I know you've been there as well. So
that's when your
like
blessing
you
is
are one of
right
the
there.
people who helped me go through because we were going through a situation at the same time. You were facing homelessness,
Yeah.
and I was facing all the
All the
other
stuff that
things that
you just told us.
exactly, I was facing all of those things. And I came on and I made videos and I was talking about what I was going through, and then I was trying to encourage others, but I was really encouraging myself.
Right.
That's
'Cause
what helped me
That
as
and that's
well.
all those videos that you saw from me. I was doing the same. I just was like, well, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna put it out there in the universe. Maybe it might help somebody else. You hear me?
It You never know, but it definitely it helps. And
Oh,
it
okay.
made me feel like I'm not alone.
Good.
I'm
I'm
not
glad.
alone.
I'm really glad that we can connect over that because people hide. They hide their battles, they hide their struggles, and they only want to share when they go through high moments. But we, as humans, in this human experience, because we really are energy, but us in this human experience, we are Christ. Christ is within, not outside of us. In order for us to be able to learn the hard lessons of a human experience, we are supposed to share our
That's
testimonies with
right.
one another. If we
Yeah.
don't share how we overcame, then you are constantly going to live in fear because you don't think nobody else had went through this. And how am I going to
Mhm.
make it if I don't know if I can make it? You feel me?
Mhm. Yeah.
You can't know, but being a willing vessel to open up your heart and share what you experience in your life is so therapeutic. I want to
It
tell
is.
you that I thank you for taking the time out to speak with me today. This ain't what we had scheduled time for, but this is what God wants to be delivered. Thank you for taking the time out to speak with me today. Again, this is Erica Thomas, guys. You guys go follow her. She's on, tell them all your social media.
So on social media, I have my TikTok page. It's BeFlourished LLC.
Okay.
And BeFlourished is also a business that was birthed out of my pain. It was birthed out of this situation that I went through. Um, I have hair growth oil. Let me grab it
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead. So, guys, go and purchase your hair growth oil from Erica. Go purchase your hair serum from BeFlourished LLC. Is that correct?
Hmm.
Go and blow her up. Help her because she is being a willing vessel to share her testimony with you and give you some comfort. Let's support one another and bridge the gap with community. We love you guys. Go follow her page first off so you can see how this stuff work. Okay,
Yeah,
because it work
and
good. I
I
be
have
looking. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It's your cousin. I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Bye, guys. Bye,
bye
Erica.
bye. Bye bye.